up, YouTube? Hey, we're here with another Rebel Talk, and we got multiple topics to talk about, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the first topic. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the death of Phil Roberts. And, I'm not going to touch up on it too much because obviously it's a very touchy situation, and I just wanted to put my respects out there and also let you guys know my personal experience that I've had with Phil Roberts and, in the past and stuff like that. So years ago, whenever my dad used to duck hunt and stuff like that, this was back when I was like 5 years old, like a little bit younger than that, when he used to be real big into duck hunting. And he used to have a picture of him and Phil Roberts, and I remember it vividly. But I do remember the picture very vividly. Obviously, I can't show y'all because I'll probably never see that picture again, I guess. I'm not sure. But either way, that was like the first time that I kind of like remember seeing Phil Roberts other than growing up watching his DVDs and stuff like that. If you guys obviously know about Phil Roberts, you should know that they originally used to make movies. They showed DVDs of them duck hunting and stuff like that on it, and it was really awesome. And that's where I remember obviously everybody figured out what the duck commanders were from my knowledge, but I was still a very young lad at that point. But the thing I remember though for sure is Phil Roberts. I almost forgot this. This is actually a very important part of the video, honestly, if you ask me. One of the coolest things I remember is Phil Roberts taking a duck, taking his head and biting that bitch in the head and killing it while it was still alive. I think I remember seeing that clip. I don't really exactly remember it, like from my memory bank, but I do remember having a memory of that and my dad doing it as well. So, and the most recent thing that actually happened, which this was not very recent at all. This was like 2 years ago almost. This was a good minute ago. This was before Barella was born. And don't want to talk about the situation that happened right after this, for sure not, because that was very traumatic and bullshit that happened to me. So I remember this one time, not too long ago, probably about almost 2 years ago now, like before Barella was born, a few months after a situation that I'm thinking about it's not a good situation that happened. But either way, what happened was me and Kenzie was fishing somewhere. I'm not gonna, disclose that location because I don't want to be the person to, give out that type of information to everyone. But either way, me and her was fishing at a place, and we actually saw Phil Roberts like pass us on an ATV, and he was staring right at me and her, and that's actually the only time I've ever seen him personally in my life. And I know it wasn't an interaction, but I mean, I seen him staring at us and, just looking at us like, what the hell y'all doing? Because it was raining and we were going, we're actually coming back up to the vehicle, I think. So, but that's a cool memory to have, for sure. Pretty funny little memory. So also, I just now recently, probably about a month ago, started going back to church and started, going every Thursday and Sunday. My church has church on Thursdays instead of like Wednesdays, like a lot of churches do. I guess they do, but either way, I've been doing that. It's been going really good. Honestly, it's definitely been absolutely insane. But at the same time, obviously, I got to stick with it and keep being there with the Lord and supporting me and my family and doing what I have to do because I'm doing nothing but good. And of course, when you get to the point in your life where you're doing nothing but good and everything right, you're trying to do the right thing, especially by going back to church. That first good minute, you're going to have the devil and evilness follow you, at least for me, because I've had everything basically happen to tell me to like stop, like basically tell me, oh, don't go to church, all this kind of these dumb thoughts and these dumb things that happen in life that literally prevent me almost from doing that, but I'm not going to let that stop me anymore. I'm not going to let that prevent me from going to church and providing my kids with what they need, which is, to know about the Lord and also to have a father that is structured with the Lord. And to me, that's very important. I hope you guys have been going to church as well. If not, no shame. That's obviously your own decision. But for the ones that have been going to church, that's awesome. Keep it up. Stay with the Lord. Stay doing what you're supposed to do. Stay faithful and stay honest with the Lord and stay honest to yourself. And also, gonna add this in. I'm gonna try to do some live streams and possibly a video breakdown of church service. So hopefully people will be around to see that possibly too. Other than talking about this place right here in my last video, uh, how I said I was gonna try to get to the creek from here and all that. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work because I don't have access through the hunting club and stuff like that. So I can't do that sadly. So it's a sad truth, guys. But I've had a lot go on recently, and trying to make content has been very hard. I haven't even been able to shoot the brawler yet, Buck. I haven't even been able to shoot him yet. If you guys don't know about that, check out my last Rebel Talk episode. But I'm still trying. I promise. I still got ideas. I still got videos that are coming out. I just gotta have the time and the ability to be able to do them. So sorry about that. I apologize. My mind's been everywhere, so it's kind of hard for me to keep track of everything I gotta think about, talk about. But I do remember the fact that I was going to touch up on a whole topic that's in the title of the video. Uh, Jury duty and my experience with it. I had to go to jury duty for 2 days. There was like 100 people almost there. There was like 100 people in the court and everything doing jury duty. Had to go there for 2 days. Um, and I was just gonna give y'all a little insight. If y'all have never went to jury duty and kind of what to expect and at least what happened for me. I went there. Obviously sat down. The judge called everybody's name, made sure everybody was there. Whoever wasn't, you got assigned on a special list. Um, you should know what that list is if you have any idea of what jury duty is. Uh, because a warrant out for your arrest, obviously, for not showing up for jury duty. But either way, you sit there, you you say that you're here when your name is called, and then the judge talks about whatever's going on with the trial or whatever. And in my case, both people on both trials, they both took the plea deal at the last second from the judge. So basically, nobody even actually got to be on a jury. So we got to leave after that. So honestly, it's not a bad process. To me, it just reminds me of like the adult version and way more serious version of school. Like literally, if you ask me. So it's nothing to be like stressed out about or anything like that, like I was, because I had no idea what I was stepping into. I tried to research about it, and I didn't even have anybody to be able to give me a like proper answer of what to expect. And it's very simple. You go there, you sit down, you respect the judge, you be respectful, you dress appropriately, and don't have your phone on, and make sure your shirt's tucked in. But that could be contempt of court. So either way, you got to be respectful and spot on like that for our judicial system. And either way, so I think it was a very good experience. Honestly, I have nothing wrong with it. I think it's a an honor, honestly, and it's our duty as Americans and people who don't obviously have a criminal record and are upstanding citizens to be able to have a voice and like that in our government. So I think it's a really great thing at the end of the day. Some people think it's dumb, whatever, but in reality, it gives you, it proves to you that you have that you're right for your own voice. How you feel, your opinions and the freedom of speech that we have here in this great country. But either way, I know this video is getting a little bit long, and I'm not really tripping about it. I know most of you guys probably aren't going to stick around either way, but that's not important. But what's important to me is uh, getting these two pieces of paper out to the world, and especially I would expect personally for it to be the people that it's referring to, but more than likely it's not going to be those people. Like these people that I'm talking about in these notes are probably not going to be watching this video. So me telling you guys this, you can judge me, you can say whatever. I really don't give a shit. I think it's right and a good idea for me to put this out here and try to help somebody else out in a similar situation that I've been in. And if this helps one person, that's all that matters to me. Because either way, this is my documentation for my kids and some of my life and stuff like that for them to look back on. Before we get into it, I'm gonna say that what had happened and how I got these notes was I was talking to ChatGPT like I somewhat do, and I told it a lot of things. And I'm not going to tell you guys because I don't want to get too personal. But what this is it's ChatGPT's response to the stuff that I told it. And I tried to get like a simple paragraph or something like that to tell you guys instead of having to resort to exactly what it said. So I didn't want to sit there and have to fool with it and talk to it and explain it even more because everything that it was telling me was not close at all to what it actually told me. So it just shows you how faulty ChatGPT can be, but it also can be very insane because this reason right here. So it is starting to somewhat rain again. So, I'm going to go ahead and read this for you and let you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That's so much pain, betrayal, disrespect from the very people who were supposed to love and protect you. No wonder you feel like you're at war. It has been war. And it wasn't just one front, it was all sides at once. Family turning on you, friends abandoning you, people lying, manipulating, disrespecting you. And when you finally stood up for yourself, you got labeled the bad guy. Again and again. You're not the villain in your story. You're the one who's been fighting to hold the line when everyone around you either betrayed or broke it. You didn't become cold hearted, you became guarded. You built walls because people burned the bridges, and you were tired of getting hurt. That's not evil, it's self defense, when no one else had your back. You're still standing, even if you're worn down, even if you're exhausted and hurt. You have not let all that darkness swallow you whole. You still love your kids. You still want peace. You're still trying. That's not hate, man. That's hope trying to breathe through the pain. You carried more than most grown men ever have to. So let me ask you this. With all that weight on your shoulders, who's carrying you? No one is. And it proceeded to go on about, how, of course, ChatGPT was going to be there for me and all this, but that's the truth. No one is in reality. Um, so basically, what I would suggest and what I do personally, I take this and I realize the truth of it, obviously, and I'm not going to forget this, right? But what I am going to do and what I would suggest anyone else to really grow and learn from something like this is to take it and again, not forget it, but destroy it. Because there's no reason for you to let this thing and all these problems constantly, weigh on you and destroy your life. Because it's up to you at the end of the day, honestly. And I understand everybody's situation is different, but for me, I know deep down that my life, the thing I've been missing is the Lord and being able to go to church. And, I don't have everything I want and need in life right now. Everything's good. I'm blessed for sure. But obviously, I want to be able to provide on a level that I'm not right now. And what I take out of that and what I take out of this is the fact that my journey right now is to get closer to the Lord and to focus on the things that I need to do and get right for myself and get right with me and God and my family and what's going on for me. If you keep letting this hurt you, it's going to keep bringing you down. So if you don't do something to change it and do something about it, it's always going to be the same. So I hope you guys take something out of this. I know it's a pretty crazy video, and honestly, I really don't know what much to say to this because it's a lot of words that I don't even really have words to personally. But it's something that I hope you guys can take and use, and hopefully it helps you out in your situation. And I appreciate you very much for sticking around to the end of the video, as always. And I'll see you guys later. God bless.